Alright, let's see. Let's say that we're online. Hello, everybody. It's Ominous for Ominous Designs. We're gonna make episode 114 of Ominous Designs on responsible gaming for the currently still not rebranded www.bullseye.com. Supposed to become Ominous Design sometime soon. Today, I have prepared a little mechanic that I think will be quite fun, and it's going to be the Thorns mechanic. So it's based on very well-known, well, quite well-known, at least for slightly older players. The card is Thorn Elemental, or at least it's one of the main representative creatures. So this guy is a 7/7 for 7. You may have Thorns Elemental and assign its combat damage as though it weren't unblocked. So you block it, and damage still go to your face. I'm gonna create a spin on that mechanic, and I'm gonna give you the surprise, and I'm gonna go straight to. I didn't prepare which creature I wanted to create just yet, so I'm trying to think. Well, we're gonna go to. Let's see if we can make a dragon, because I've been looking for illustrations as well, and I found a pretty nifty dragon. I thought I had downloaded it though. It is here. It's a dragon. It's kind of thorny, right? It's a little thorny. Yeah, it's a thorn dragon. Let's see. Yeah, like, do I want the? No, I don't want the. I think it's a good angle. Sweet, beautiful. So this dragon, it's thorny dragon. Oh my God, why is it lagging so much? Hopefully it's not gonna be the name, huh? But we're gonna call it Thorny Dragon right now. I feel like it's gonna be a rare, but who knows? It's gonna have, let's say it's a 5/5 for now. Flying. And this is a bit of a thorny problem. How to call this ability? I don't want to call it thorny because that sucks. It sounds dumb. There is possibly different keywords that you could be using that wouldn't be like revolving around thorns. It could be spikes. It could be something completely different. The flavor that we're going for right now, though, it's gonna be thorns. I think it's cool. It's the classic way it's called, or at least a similar ability. It's called Thorn. And check this out. Reminder text. Whenever this creature becomes blocked, it deals 5 damage to the defending player for each creature blocking it. So, it is quite different. It isn't, if you block me, I'm gonna still do damage to you. It is if you block me, I'm gonna do a ton of damage to you, but I'm still gonna do damage to the creature blocking, because I don't know if you've noticed that, but on the original Thorn Elemental, you may have Thorn Elemental assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. It's straight up to the player and not to the creature. This guy is gonna deal damage as well to the blocking player. So it's debatable, all right? Especially for a big dragon that's gonna deal damage like this. The thing is, though, I created with thorns, I created a number, right? So what I can do is make a dragon that's a 5/5 flyer for 5. Yeah, they're 5/5 flyer for 5 these days, right? And for every creature that blocks it, it's gonna do 2 damage to the controller, which means You want to trump it, you take 2. You want to destroy it, perhaps you need 2 creatures, you take 4. Okay? And you put a 5/5 in front of it, you still take 2. Um, if you bump Thorns to 3, that would kind of suck for defending player because that means jump it, take 3, double block it, take 6. Um, now I'm thinking because the thing is nowadays the big dragons that we know, they have haste and they kind of hit you for 5 no matter what most of the times unless you have flyers. This guy could hit you. If you do this, he could hit you for 6 only if you double block him with um, with summoning sickness, so a turn later. So as compared, it's hard for me to judge the 5/5 flyers, to be honest, because if I had to decide, I would think they're so powerful, so big and so strong. Uh, they're like, yeah, they're five. They're all like 5/5 flyers for 5 with a upside, right? I guess the Storm Breath is 4/4, is he? Storm Breath 4/4/5 with big upside, and his flying haste protection from white. Thundermaw was a 5/5/5 flying haste, and it had another upside. So I guess you could see an argument for this guy is a dumb dragon that only flies, doesn't haste, uh, and only hits you for 3 every time you jump him, uh, or 6 if you double block him. Which, again, like if you think about it again, in terms of gameplay, would be like remove it or jump it a couple times if you can manage to survive that way. Only take 6 in 2 turns instead of 10. And in standard, players would be like, whatever. He doesn't even have haste. If it hits me for 5, so be it. If he can survive to hit me for 5 good on it, I'm gonna remove it anyways, because that's what you do to dragons, you remove them, right? So to that extent, you could say that if he doesn't have haste, it's not a good dragon by nowadays standards, and that's most likely right for standard. But I don't think I want to start in the business of making 5/5 flyer haster with upside for 5. I feel like I'm gonna make a busted card. Like I could be making a 5/5 flying haste Thorns 1 or Thorns 2. Because I mean, in standard, the fun part, the part that gives you some leeway is that people won't block it, uh, almost unlimited. And if they block it, it is not quite yet. They're not quite bleeding their entire life out 2 by 2. It's just. I mean, it's pretty rough. I don't know. I kind of feel like this is obviously way pushed, but again, my point is who is supposed to be chomping big dragons again and again, right? So isn't it just a fine upside? If you compare this to Thundermaw Hellkite, I guess 5/5 flyer haste for 5. I don't know how many of them there was. Like the base stat on that thing are just huge. How is it called? Planeswalker. Sarkhan. Sarkhan is a 5/5 flyer for 5, isn't he? With haste. Oh no, it's a 4/4 flyer. How about 4/4 flyer haste with Thorns? Oh, I need to center my window. Oh boy, what just happened? Let me check out my previous stream again. Oh, there you go. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, how about a 4/4 Flying Haste with Thorns? A bit in the middle. Um, Not as good as other dragons, still pretty sweet. I think that's fun. I mean, by the same token as you're not supposed to trumpet, I don't know, he might be able to pull a Thorns 3 now that it's a 4/4 flyer. Because I mean, uh, not that I'm in the business of making a card as good as Sarkhan, for example, but 4/4 Flying Haste for 5 is Sarkhan. The upside of Sarkhan is it's a freaking Planeswalker. The upside of Thorny Dragon, awesome name, is Thorns 3, which means don't trump it too much. I mean, that's fine. And the downside on Thundermaw is smaller, and Thundermaw was tapping all flyers, right? Which is insane. And yeah, yeah, cool. This is playing it safe, but that makes for a tolerable card, I think. Now, the actual thing that I wanted to do when I created this mechanic is make some tricky design. Do I have a? Doesn't really matter. A green-red template is what I was looking for. I kind of like this guy over here. So Tarasque, apparently. Usually don't like picking. It's gonna be a little human, but either side of it, it's kind of silly. I might just edit that out later. Yeah, let's just pick the picture like this for now. What I want from this big creature is something really fun. You're gonna see. I'm gonna do 4/4. I'm probably gonna lose the trample, but I don't know why. I'm looking at it and it needs to have trample because it's Gruul. And I want to do Thorns, whatever, 4. And what I want to do, and that's going to be a rare too. This I don't remember what kind of creature type it can have, like a beast lizard or something like that. I'll have to look it up, see if there is even better. That sounds pretty good. This is a Thorny Tarasque. I've decided that picking names and illustrations sometimes it's going to be a matter of my post edit. I'm not going to do this live because this is not the most important, and it's going to give everybody a reason to check out the article and check out the cards when they are completely finished. So the idea is each creature, and that's not going to be static, but I'll find some. I need to find a way. Each creature able to block this turn. Wait. Unicorn. Who's doing that? All creatures able to block Press Unicorn do so. All creatures able to block blah blah this turn do so. Is there a comma? There isn't, which makes sense. So I don't want this all the time. Quick reminder, it's going to do 4 damage to defending player for all the creatures. So Trample is probably fine. Trample is, well, Tramples, if you leave that text out, if you put Trample and Thorns 4, that means don't freaking block me. Or, no, maybe not. That means don't chump me. Because chumping this guy is useless, utterly useless. You put a 1/1, you take 3 trample and 4 thorns. Stupid. If you put a 4/4 in front of it, you trade and you take 4 to the face, which sucks too. If you remove trample, all of a sudden you only take 4 when you jump. which is still don't trump me, I guess. See that? Yeah, that's definitely the problem with putting thorns as high as the attack. The problem being that you don't, there's no incentive to block whatsoever, um, which is a problem. Um, which is a problem, and you can't either go. Well, I guess I could go 5-4. So then you're like, hey, chump me, you take one less damage. That still sucks. That still sucks big time. Um, but what I meant was, yeah, the problem is you can't. If I put Thorns 3, what I want is a big payout when I force my opponent to block, and I just. Well, this might be still okay with 3, I guess. So this, I'm gonna see if I can find a better idea, but basically, we're just gonna pay mana. I mean, it's funny how I feel like just adding a mana cost is not as cool, but heck, you can't always like have a discarded card or I don't know what um, to activate your abilities, right? Um, what if? So now I'm just thinking in terms of costs. What if it cost as much? Because this is gonna be a 5 mana 5/4. Well, it can be a 5/5, I guess, because this got no trample. Well, let's see. We'll see. And if I pay 5 the turn after, I'm gonna just wreck the house on my opponent. Which, I mean, the opponent has time to tap their creature, for example, if they want to take 5 instead of just getting their board wreck. And they can also leave 2 creatures up, take 6, and kind of trade for the Tarasque, which is still kind of nuts, isn't it? Um, hmm. Yeah, it's a bunch powerful, isn't it? It's funny card to balance because you're essentially doing math. You have like one the attack, the thorns, the mana cost to kind of balance out against each other. Um, hmm. It's a rare, just because it's so splashy and weird that it needs to be a rare. So we have the potential to make it a powerful thing. Uh, it's a 5-drop that could take out several creatures. Oh, damn, it's hard. Let's see what kind of um, lure, we call that lure, able to block, do so kind of creatures we have. I should probably set a filter on rarity. Um, Injury Cumbra, 4/4 for strike, and no creature able to block it do so. That's mean. Totem armor. So for 6 and you need a creature, you can do something kind of stupid. Over here, +6/+6 trample, all creature able to block it do so. That's also wreck the house for 6. Okay. So I guess I can wreck the house. Wreck the house being like only doing 5 damage, but at the same time doing like 3, 6, 9. I feel like this is if this is Thorns 2, it becomes underwhelming. You need 3 defender creature that somehow didn't understand that they were about to get destroyed to make 6 damage. So I'm gonna leave it to the opponent being able to play around it. I mean, against the unless they have walls, uh, well, I mean, I guess if their alternative is to attack into it, that's not great either, I guess. But at least they wouldn't take damage. Uh, hmm. Yeah, I don't know. The balance is pretty tough on this one, I guess. I mean, on the other hand, it's a 5/5 for 5 with 2 upsides. Can't be that bad. Yeah, yeah, I guess if you put it that way, I'm fine with having it being a 5/5 for 5. You take 2 damage every time you trumpet, and and then you can lure the entire team and just kind of make some damage. I mean, the ability to make all creature block one of your creatures is also it's awesome no matter what, anyways, because it makes all your other creatures go through. Um, as such, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I guess I could make this 4 instead of 5, just so that you have a little less incentive to do it all the time. But even then, you're probably gonna do it. Well, I guess your Tarrasque might die. Yeah, I guess for Alpha Strike, this is mean, right? If you have a couple other creatures, um, you send your Tarrasque, you send your other creatures, all your other creatures get through, and then your opponent gets 2 damage for every creature that they somehow had to block the Tarrasque, which again, like we said, it might be 0 because if they can manage it, they just won't leave creature. Well, maybe they want to kill the Tarrasque, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, there's many nubs on that thing. Now I realize that this is even more of a nub, uh, as I thought, because being able to do that every turn is just so annoying. That being said, I mean, all we've seen so far, I mean, the bunch of the rares that we've seen so far, we're doing that every turn. Well, not quite. There was a bunch of instants, but there was just the enchant over there. Um, I mean, this used to be in Ravnica. Um, oh no, yeah, no, it's not an enchant or anything. It's just a creature. Um, yeah, I don't know. Repeatable is pretty annoying. Um, yeah, it might just be that. Well, this the problem is if I do this now, it's kind of feeling underwhelming. Like, you get 7 for your Alpha Strike. I don't know. Somehow, somehow I like better that I like that people come at me and tell me, oh, you can make this cheaper, you can make this stronger. It feels better as a feedback, as when you create a card and people are like, oh, you crazy, this is fucking broken, it's gonna kill everybody in one turn, this is crazy. You're like some, yeah, you feel like you're like some teamy 13-year-old that just created a bomb that's completely ridiculous and not well thought of. So somehow I prefer people to go like, nah, you know, you're fine. Like, make a lure every turn for 5 mana. We think it's good. We think it's okay. I Yeah, I don't know. It's annoying. I like I guess slowing it down, I suppose, um so that you don't have access to a lure every turn from turn 6, because otherwise your entire team is gonna go through a couple times and you're just gonna win. Um, so I'll leave it as that, like that, and hopefully people tell me we can make it stronger. So I think Thorns is very fun. So that's it for the 2 cards. I don't think I need to make other ones because at the end of the day, I think the Thorn mechanic is fun because you really have access to a lot of design space with this X. You can make a very powerful creature that only deals 1, that has only Thorn 1 for some reason. Maybe every time it deals damage to a player, something happens. But since he had Thorns 1, you can't really prevent it from doing it. Or maybe it has 0 power, but Thorns 1, and every time it deals damage to a player. Then in that way, whatever. Like, you give an incentive for the player to block it, or you name it. Um, Something that very often people say is, why is this a mechanic? All it does is whenever this creature becomes bug, you take 2 damage. Um, this is not a good argument. I really don't like this argument. People use it all the time. If Thorns is something that you find a lot of design space around, which I think you can, like you can just make vanilla creatures uh, every time you block them. Like if I want to make this, okay, I'm gonna make another one very quick. I want to make 1/1 Thorny Wolf. Oops. Oh, I need to reactivate my Thorny Wolf. And where's my wolf? Where's my wolf? He'll be a wolf someday. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna take this guy. It is definitely totally a wolf. And I'm just gonna put it Thorns. I don't know. Thorns 2 possibly. I mean, 2/2 for 2 deals 2 damage to your face anyways. Maybe it's an uncommon. Maybe it's even a common. I mean, 2/2 with upside are sometimes a pretty darn good upside. A 2/2 you're not very likely to block with a 1/1, you know, or something that doesn't trade. So if you block, that means this thing dies. It deals 2 damage to you anyways before dying. It's kind of like 2/2 for 2 deals 2 damage to your opponent. I mean, I guess it's pretty good. I don't know. Like it could be okay for an uncommon. I think it could be Thorns 1 and then whatever. 2/2 for 2 deals 1 damage. 1 extra damage. It's fine. It's whatever. And then in the block you can put stuff like more you know, this creature needs to be blocked, or menace with the thorns, super fun, you know, like you force 2 people to block you, you deal thorns, you deal 2 damage, 2 thorn damage. Like if he was balanced differently, you could have like menace thorns 1. You need 2 damage, you need 2 creature, you double block, you can only kill 1, and then you thorns 1. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, so that seems fun for me. So yeah, I hope you like it. I hope it inspires you with different different cards. I think it's got potential. I think there's a lot of things you could be doing. Tweak all the knobs and find some fun stuff to do. And that's it. That'll do for this episode. I will finish the card, post them tomorrow on bullseye.com, and I will be seeing you next week. Bye bye.